Okay, so really well done for taking your time today evening. This is going to be a very short session, so it's not going to be very long, but I believe this will be something that will add a lot of value to your life and to your business. And these sessions that I have prepared, it's going to be a long preparation behind this, but I can guarantee you that this will add value not only to your NeXT business, but also to your life. So a little bit of background of why I do this or why we are doing this of the series of NeX Grow. You see, in NeXT we have a philosophy. We don't build a business, we build our people, and our people build our business. Okay, so quick question, just want to check if the interpreters are all good. I just got a message on the screen. All good? Thumbs up, Maria. Fantastic. Okay, so our philosophy in our business is that we don't build a business, but we build our people, and our people build our business. So this Leadership Mastery series is all about building the community of NeXT in their leadership ability. Now, what is my qualification in all of this? Let me start off by saying I don't have any leadership qualifications, but what I do have is an ability or the experience of going through the subjects of leadership over the last decade or above. So what I have done in the last few years is I've read an average of 100 books a year. Now, I don't expect you to do that. And these books are around the principles of leadership and success in business and life. So what I do is I take all the knowledge. Now, none of this is mine. Let me tell you that. This is not mine. This is someone else's knowledge, someone else's wisdom. I attach it to my experience and I give it to you in a capsule so that you don't have to spend the time of reading 100 books a year. You can take the capsule like a tablet and you can implement it in your life and business. And that's what this series is all about. Once my mentor described me as a sponge. You know, what I do in my house is I love to wash dishes. I know it's crazy, but that's one of the things that I do in my home. I have cleaners and I have people who do all the work, but I love to wash dishes because it keeps me grounded. And when I wash dishes, I use something called a sponge. The sponge is what you use to put the soap in or the water in, and whatever you put in that sponge, it will absorb it and it will transfer to the dirty dishes. So my mentor described me as a sponge. Whenever I see something that is useful and powerful in business and life, I absorb it. And then my role is to give it out to the people in our community. So well done for being on this call. I guarantee you this, that by the time we get through the leadership series, which is going to be a few months, your life will be different if you are willing to implement what you learn in this business. So let's get started. So of all the books that I have read over the years, last 10, 15 years, if I were to get down to something called a syllabus. Now, let me explain what a syllabus is. In my professional life, I completed an engineering degree. Before I completed the degree, I had to go through a syllabus of learning. Only when I completed that learning and completed the exam was I given the certificate of an engineer. Same, if you're a doctor, you have to go through a syllabus of learning. If you're a surgeon, you can't decide tomorrow I'm going to be a surgeon, take a knife and cut people's bodies. It doesn't work that way. You've got to go through a syllabus of learning, courses, modules. Then you're classified as a surgeon, and then only will you be able, with experience, to be a surgeon. That's anything. If you want to learn how to drive, you can't just go and drive on the road. You have to go through a syllabus of learning. So in leadership, there is one book that I've discovered is a syllabus of learning to become an effective leader. And many leaders in the world today, they don't follow that syllabus of learning, which is why they don't become the best leaders in the world. And if you look at some of our politicians, some of the people who run companies or any leadership role, the unfortunate thing is they didn't go to a syllabus of learning to become that leader. And that is why many of them fail. But if you really look at successful leaders, you will see that they have a syllabus of learning. And the one book that I'll strongly recommend, and we're going to go through, and that book is called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. This book is written by one of my mentors. His name is John C. Maxwell. And he wrote this book 25 years ago. And his book on the 21 laws of leadership is based on his 40 years of leadership experience, plus his experience of learnings from thousands of leaders over the centuries. So he compiled all of leadership into 21 laws. Now, what is a law? A law is something that cannot be denied. I give an example. If I take my mobile phone and I drop the phone, if I let it go, where will the phone go? Down or up? Down. Why? Because it follows the law of gravity. The law of gravity is a law. If people like it, if they believe it, if they don't agree with it, it doesn't matter. This phone is going to go down and not go up. That's the law of gravity. So in leadership, there are 21 laws. And if you want to be a leader, when you become a leader, you're successful. Think about this. You are born because you are a leader. Because if you look at science, millions of cells of sperm go to attach with the egg, but only one goes through as the leader. That is why you were born. So you are born as leaders. Remember that. The reason you are alive today is because you became a leader for you to be born. So you have the leadership inside of you. But a lot of people don't become leaders in life because they don't learn how to become a leader. Your father and your mother, it's a law, the law of reproductivity. They got together and science got together, the sperm and the egg, millions of sperm, one egg. The leader sperm went through, that is you. So remember, you're a leader. So, but through the process of life, many people forget that, man, I am a leader. And that is because they don't learn leadership. And in life, a lot of leaders don't want you to learn leadership. Why? Because if you learn leadership, you are threatening the leader's position. My job is to remind you that you're a leader, teach you how to become a leader. And this book is the baseline, the 21 laws of leadership. And we're going to go through each of the laws. And for me, it's not just about explaining the law. What I'm going to do in this leadership mastery series is, one, explain the law. Two, show you the applications of the law, how you can apply it in your life and business. And so that's my objective in this mastery series. Now, if you're willing to learn, you will succeed. If you think you know it all, well, this will be a waste of time. And for me, it's all about teaching you the law and the application of that law, not just in exercise, but in life as well. Because the laws of leadership apply to life and business. Because what is success? Success is you getting rich. Now, rich means not just in money, rich in health, wealth, and wisdom. That is success. If you're rich in wealth, but you have no health or wisdom, you're poor. If you're rich in health, you're fit, but you're poor in wealth and wisdom, is useless. So success is about getting rich in health, wealth, and wisdom. So for you to be a success, you have to be a leader. And a leader of what? Three things. Leader in your mind, body, and soul. Because if you're only a leader in your mind, you're a failure. If you're only a leader in your body, you're a failure. You need a balance. And that is what life is all about. So this entire series that I have created is based on a syllabus of learning using this book, the 21 Irrefutable. Now, what's the meaning of irrefutable? That means cannot be refuted. That means cannot be proven as wrong, cannot be challenged. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. So let's start the first series of what we're doing today for you to become a leader in your life and business with the first law, and that is the law of the lid. Now, what is the law of the lid? This is your life. This is you. The glass is you. That is your body, okay? Inside of you, the most important is what matters. The body doesn't really matter. Now, here is the lid. Here is what I believe the law of the lid is. The height of your success is directly proportional to the level of your lid. I'll repeat that. The level of your success in life and business is directly proportional to the level of your lid. So if all of you just do a simple exercise, you're sitting down, I hope, and take your left hand, okay, your left hand, and you put your left hand on the basis of your lid. And now take your right hand, that is success. Left hand lid, right hand success. Your success will always be lower than your lid, no matter where you put the lid. If you put your left hand, your lid here, your success is here. If you put your left hand there, lid, your success is there. Your success will never go over your lid. And that's the law of the lid. And I don't just give the law, I'll give an example. Many years ago, two brothers, their names, Dick and Maurice. Two brothers. They started a restaurant and they became very successful. And they grew their restaurant to a very profitable business. But when they tried to expand their business, they failed. Why? Because their lid was small. Another man called Ray, he came, he saw their business, he bought their business, and he made that business into a multi-billion-dollar empire. His name was Ray Kroc. Why? Because his lid was higher. You will only grow to the level of your lid. So I strongly recommend all of you to watch this movie. Who is Dick and Maurice? Their real names are Dick and Maurice McDonald, the original founders of McDonald's. They were great McDonald's restaurant owners, but they were never able to grow their business because their leadership lid was small. So watch this movie called The Founder. I strongly recommend. It's the story of McDonald's, where the man that you see on screen, Ray Kroc, took the business of Dick and Maurice and built McDonald's, the most successful franchise in the world. Only because his lid was higher. His leadership lid was higher. Now, how does this apply to your business? It's about understanding that in your life, in your business, if you haven't reached the level of success that you want, is because you haven't raised your lid or understood that there is a lid. So understand that you have a lid, and there's always a lid of success. And if you understand that it's a law, that the level of your success is dependent on the level of your lid. Another example, The most sold phone in the world today is Apple, a $1 trillion company. But first 40 years, Apple was nothing. The owner or the founder of Apple was Steve Jobs. When he first founded Apple, the level of his lid was very low and his own company fired him. 40 years later, he raised his lid. He came back as the owner of Apple, and now Apple is a $1 trillion company. When you understand that you have a lid and you can raise that lid, that there is a lid for each and every one of you, the biggest, most important element of life and success, understand that you have a lid and don't chase money, don't chase health, don't chase wisdom, chase raising your lid and you will be successful. So that's the Mastery Series learning number 1 of Law of Lid. Number 1, the height of your success, the level of your success is directly proportional to the level of your lid. Now let's get to learning number 2, mastery number 2. When I was building my business like you in the beginning stages of my career, the first 1 year I was a total failure. Then I made a decision that I'm going to build the business and I'm going to focus and I'm going to do the business. So after 3 months, I had about 200 people in my team and I reached a good position in my company. But then everything just became stagnant. I rose very quickly, and then I became very stagnant. So what I did, I went to one of my mentors who was a 6-figure monthly earner in my business, 6 figures a month. And I had a conversation with him and I asked him, what am I doing wrong? So he asked me, tell me, what does your team look like? I said, I started about 3 months ago. I have about 200 people in my team and they are like a normal team. Then he said, no, tell me their age range. I said is between 27 to 32. Okay. Then he asked me, tell me their employment. I said, there are a few people who are working as engineers, some workers, employees. Yeah. And then he said to me, have you ever thought about this, Liju? Your team is like you. You are an engineer. You're between 27 to 32. And most of the people are employee background like you. Have you ever thought about that? The people that you have built into your business or found into your business are people who are like you. And that's for the first time in my life I realized, wow, I brought people into my team who are my friends, my circle, the people like me. And he told me, the only way that you can attract better people is if you become better. That was like a lightning moment in my life. See, if every one of you look at your business is a result of people who are like you. If you want better people, you need to find better people. You need to become better. And for me, that was in life, you get some revelation moments. That was one of that moment. Then he told me, I asked my mentor, how do I become better? How do I attract people who are older than me, who are more successful than me? And he says, start learning about the different personality types. And then when you speak in a way that you can attract the different personality types. Now, I was a stupid guy. I didn't even know that there were different kind of personality types because I thought everybody is like me. So then I went and learned, and I learned the different personality types. Have you ever thought about this? There are youngsters in your team, young people who are scared to speak to old people. There are men in your team who are scared to speak to women. There are people in your team who are not successful, but they're scared to speak to successful people. And the reason is they don't know how. But once you learn how, then you're good. So the second application of the law of the lid is what you need to be doing every day of your life. Law number 1, or the application number 1, is you have a lid. But the second application is you have to raise your lid. Now, how do you raise your lid? Is by adding knowledge, wisdom, and the lid start to raise. So I started to learn about the different personality types and understand in the world there are 4 personality types, and the whole world is divided on average into 4: shark, dolphin, urchin, whale. Now I hope the interpreters can interpret urchin really well. Urchin is a underwater growing creature with a lot of spikes. So everybody in the world generally comes into 4 personality types. The first personality type is a shark. Now, a shark is somebody who moves fast, thinks fast, talks fast, and moves fast. All that the shark wants is go and get the goal. Second personality type, dolphin. Now, dolphin are people who like to have fun. They just love to have a lot of fun. Third, whale. Now, whale is somebody who is slower but likes to care, is very big and likes to care for people. Urchin is somebody who is slow but like the attention to detail. Now, when I learned this, I was amazed because I understood that in order for you to be an effective leader, you need to speak the language of all 4 personality types. And if you can do that, you will attract the sharks, the dolphins, the whales, the urchins. So I realized in my team at that time was all people like me. Because I am a shark, I was attracting sharks. But I didn't have many dolphins, many whales, or many urchins. And not many women. I was a man. I was not attracting women. When I learned this and started to speak and started to fill my bottle and raise my lid, then more and more people came into my team who are different kind of personality types. So when you are doing a business presentation, how should you speak? Don't just speak like what you think you need. Speak in the language of all 4. Shark wants fast to catch the goal. Dolphin loves to have fun. Whale loves the community, likes to care. Urchin likes the detail, likes the numbers. Now I have 4 children and it's amazing. 4 of my children, all 4 have all the different personality types. I'll give you an example. My oldest son, his name is Jaden. He's a shark. All that he wants to do is to go and win, compete and win. My second son, Reese, he's a whale. What he likes to do is to help, to care, to look after everybody else. My third son, Aryan, he's a dolphin. All he likes to do is have fun. And after 3 boys, I got my daughter, my princess, and she's an urchin. She loves detail. Now, I'll give you an example. We have a birthday on June the 30th. June 30th is my son's birthday. July 30th is my daughter's birthday. So we have a combined birthday party. Now, for the birthday party, it's very simple. Guess what my son, who's a shark, what he wants? He wants the biggest birthday cake. That's it. Biggest birthday cake. What is my son, who's a whale, second one, what does he want? He wants to invite everybody of his friends and all of his people, neighbors around. My third son, Aryan, dolphin. He doesn't care who comes, how big the cake is. He just wants to have as many games and play with everybody, have fun. My daughter, the urchin, she needs a Barbie cake. It needs to be the size of a laptop, needs to be pink in color. The number of candles has to be exactly 4 because she's becoming 4. And the cake has to be vanilla, not chocolate. Detail. And it's amazing for me to understand. So when I speak to my 4 children, I understand the personality type and I speak accordingly. So when I want them to do something, I speak their language, not mine. So it was Nelson Mandela who said this. If you speak to somebody in a language they understand, it will go to their head. But if you speak to somebody in their own language, it will go to their heart. Let me repeat that. If you speak to somebody in a language they understand, it'll go to their head. If you speak to somebody in their own language, it goes to their heart. So when I want to get my shark son, my oldest, to do some work in the house, I don't tell him, go and do the work, clean your room. I say to my shark son, I want to see if you can clean your room in the next 20 minutes. I don't think you can do it. Can you do it? 20 minutes. Timer. Now, he goes and gets it done. When I go to speak to Reese to clean his room, I tell Reese, 20 minutes won't work on him. I say, Reese, you're part of Team Thomas. I want to see if you can get all of your brothers and sisters to work with you and clean your room. He's like, yeah, let's do it. When I speak to my dolphin son, I don't say 20 minutes clean your room. No. I say, Aryan, all the dirt in your room, all the mess is the enemy. You are Superman. I want you to go and kill your enemy. And when I want my daughter, Arika, the urchin, to clean the room, I give a lot of detail. Arika, if you can, clean your room, change the bed sheet, pick up the toys, put all the toys in order, and work as a team, you will be given the princess title for the day. And that's how I work with my 4 kids. It's crazy. Now, how is this relevant to your business? When you're doing a presentation, when you're making a business presentation, you don't know who is sitting in front of you. Might be a shark. Now, if you talk about detail of the presentation, level 1, level 2, level 3, percentage, this, that, you will lose the shark. What the shark wants to hear is senior vice president crown, $1 million a month. Boom, you got the shark. Now you got the dolphin. Now the dolphin wants to have fun. If you speak and say you get to become senior vice president, $1 million, you've lost the dolphin. In your presentation, you got to add what is great about our business. We get together, we come together as a team, and we build business together. We have a great time together. Like-minded people who are speaking business. We make money while having fun. Now, what about the whale? If you talk to the whale and if you tell the whale that, hey, you can make $1 million, the whale is gone above his head. But what you can say, hey, we're building a community of people. We are working together. We're helping teachers. We're helping unemployed people. We're helping individuals build up their profile. We are teaching them leadership. Now the whale is interested. And the urchin, you got to give them detail. So when you're presenting the business, present in a way that you can attract the shark, the dolphin, the urchin, the whale. So your 100% presentation, 25% should be to speak to the shark, 25% to the dolphin, 25% to the urchin, 25% to the whale. This is not just for business. This is for life. So your role is to identify that you have to raise the lid by pouring information, identifying the personality types so you can improve your level of success. Now, if you're wondering, my wife, she's a shark. So when I speak to her, I have to give her shark knowledge. If I speak to her like a dolphin, she'll come and eat me up. So the law number 1, the level of your success is based on the level of your lid. Based on that law, the interpretation number 2, you got to keep raising the level of your lid. Only if you raise the level of your lid, you will attract higher quality people in your team. Why is it that you don't have great people in your team? It's because you haven't raised the level of your lid. Why is it that you only have one kind of people in your team? You haven't raised the level of your lid. You haven't raised the level of your health, wealth, wisdom. You haven't become rich in mind, body, and soul. The final interpretation of the law of the lid. The first interpretation is the level of your success is directly proportional to the level of your lid. Second interpretation, you have to keep raising the level of your lid in order to attract higher quality people by pouring into your lid constantly. And the final interpretation is if you want to raise the level of your lid. You have to associate with people who have a higher lid than you. So find people who've got a higher lid and associate with them. And when you associate with them, you will be able to get to their level. Because there are people who've got higher lids than you. Find them and associate with them. I'll give you an example. The power of associating with people with a higher lid, powerful. So I give you a simple example. I want to teach my son how to play table tennis, ping pong. I want him to be a very good table tennis player, ping pong player. What do? I find the best ping pong players in my area. I connect with them. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, social media. I comment on their messages, on their posts. I invite them for dinner or I take them for dinner. I sit down with them and I make a connection, association, add them to my network. And now, when I am communicating with them, I learn from their experiences. And I did this all my life. When I want to invest in property, what did I do? I found the best property investors, connected with them, took them for dinner, took them for lunch, have conversations with them over dinner, over lunch, networking. And what is it that I speak to them about? What is it that I ask them? Very simple. Not their success, but their failures. Tell me the time that you lost a lot of money. Their failures teach me more than their success. So if you want to build a business, if you want to teach your son to play or your daughter to play football, connect with the best footballers, network, take them for lunch, take them for dinner, and ask them questions. Tell them about how they failed in their life. You will learn from the failure more than your success. So you need to connect and associate in life and business with people who have a higher lid. And that's the secret of your success. So what did I do? I am a businessman in the direct selling industry. I want a good lawyer. So I connect with a lawyer who has the highest lid in their industry. Now that person is my lawyer. I need an accountant. I connect with the best accountant in the area who has a higher lid in accountancy. Now that accountant is my accountant. I need a doctor. I research the best doctor with the highest lid in my area. I connect with that person. That doctor is my doctor. If you want to become bigger in your lid, connect with people with higher lids. And what will happen is you will see that you don't have to chase success. Success chases you. So if you want to become a powerful person in life and in business, connect with somebody with a higher lid than yourself. So friends, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Here's the concept, the interpretation. Number one, the level of your success is directly proportional to the level of your lid. Number two, you have to keep pouring into yourself to raise the level of your lid. And number three, connect with people who are having the highest levels of lid in their field and add them to your network. And if you follow these three principles, guess what's going to happen? You don't have to chase success. Success chases you. So that's the first session of our Leadership Mastery series. I really hope that you've taken value from it. We're going to have this session again in 2 weeks. It's going to be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. European time. And if you are willing to open your mind, understand that there's a lid, raise the level of your lid, and connect, I promise you, you will achieve success, not just in business, but in life as well. So thank you so much for your valuable time. I hope it has added value, and I'm looking forward to seeing you for the next session. Grow. NeX Grow, the Leadership Mastery Series. So you and I can grow together in Nexerize and have the best life ever. Have a very good evening. Thank you to all the interpreters. I appreciate it. God bless. Bye-bye.